Hi everyone, this is Angelica. Thank you for joining me today in this beautiful outdoor scenery where I live in California. Today's video is going to be called Feeling Good is All That Matters. And I want to explain this concept to you in a way that you can really understand it, because I know that we read a lot of material and we understand a lot of things, but this one thing is going to change your life. How do you feel good when there's so many things going on in your life that seem to create a feeling inside of you that makes you not feel so good? There's an airplane. Oh, it's a helicopter. So, I want to join the linkage between the thoughts and the feelings. And I first discovered, probably, I think it was a couple years ago, that my thoughts create a sensation in my body that creates a feeling. And if you have watched some of my prior videos, then you really understand that you're probably a very feeling person. And if you are a very emotionally driven person, if you're very emotive, then you have the ability to create a really, really good life, or to create wonderful, magical things in your life. Now, the problem is that we want to keep these emotions and these feelings in the positive, because once they turn into negative, that is what creates our lives. It's not our thoughts that create, it's our feelings that create. And we have to remember this. So it's really hard to control our thoughts. So if we went in and tried to go through every single thought and say, I'm going to change all of my thoughts so that my feelings will turn positive. Well, that is a really, really difficult way to do things. An easier way to do things is when you get a thought that doesn't feel so good to you and you notice the sensation it creates in your body, trying to stop it right there. Stop it in its tracks in that moment. Because when you do, it stops the creation of your outer reality from becoming negative. Or if you're thinking positive thoughts and you start to create and build the energy of positivity with those thoughts, you're going to create your outer reality to be positive. Now, what people tend to do, and you'll notice this in your stillness and in your awareness. Let me kind of move this because the sun's shining right there. Let's see. So, what you'll tend to notice is that if you're really aware, now if you meditate or if you do exercises where you can get, a lot of stillness within, you'll start to recognize that there is when you think of a negative thought, a habitual negative thought that you normally do, it will immediately send a sensation through your body. And people that meditate can feel this. Or if you don't meditate, it's okay. Just try to see when you think something negative and how it feels in your body. It'll start to feel really bad. Move into that feeling. Move into the space of the feeling and ask yourself if you can go ahead and breathe through that and allow it to release. If you sit with yourself, when you start to see this spiral happening and really feel into the feeling, give it its time, let it express itself, and then allow it to release, okay? this is how you release emotions. Now, you can go through more intense practices to release emotions, or you can just do it yourself. It's very simple. It's simple if you just know how to do it. When the emotion releases, a space is opened up. And this space allows you to create in a different way. It allows you to fill it up with more positive things that you may be wanting in life. And then your habitual thought, feeling, spinning out of control with the emotions starts to dissipate. Now, if you really pay attention to this process, what you'll realize is, because I've really sat with myself a lot this past couple weeks. I'm not someone who, just shoots off information or reads something and types it up and then expresses it to you through a teleprompter, reading off anything. No, I go on the fly. I don't do that. So what I do is I experience these things before I teach them to you. And I've been experiencing this particular concept for a couple of years now, and I really have it. I think I really understand it, and I really sat with myself for the past couple of weeks and started to recognize when I get a thought of worry, of negativity, of complaining about the way things are, all of a sudden it goes here into feeling, and then the feeling starts to create. This is what creates our reality. Our thoughts don't create our reality. Our feelings create our reality. So instead of there's a lot of those books where, Power of the Mind and, change your thinking and all of that. No, change your feelings. When you change your feelings, you start to create magical things in your life. This is key. So when I sat with this, I started to recognize what I had been doing habitually, which was, now there's not too many things that upset me, but there are a few. And when these particular issues came up in my mind, they would go into my feeling, and where I could have shut them off right there and said no, or allowed them to release themselves, say, close my eyes, come into my center, allow the emotion to release, where I could have done that. I didn't do that. I allowed it to spiral and to see how it was becoming a bigger and a bigger and a bigger and a bigger issue. And the reason this happens is because our feelings are magnetic. When we feel, we're magnetizing things. So you're feeling negative, you're magnetizing more negative things, more worry, more things to complain about. But when you're feeling exuberant, when you're feeling enthusiastic, when you're feeling happy, then all of a sudden you're creating that, and more things come to you to be happy and exuberant and excited about. So this is really, really important. If you can get yourself to a place of releasing the feelings as they're coming in, as they start creating, and release it right then and there, then you won't go through your day or weeks or months thinking about the same issue over and over again in your consciousness, continuing to create this in your outer reality. So I want you to practice with this. Really see, when you think a thought, how it makes you feel. Okay? See how that connection is for you. And see how this particular thing that you may have been worrying about or being negative about for a long, long time, can start to dissipate when you change the feeling. Now, if it's something big, now say you've been worrying or stressing about something really huge for a really, really long time, this one can be, difficult to get around, because everything in your outer reality has already been created according to your feelings and thoughts. Your thoughts that have created your feelings. So your feelings have already created this outer reality that really, really makes it very obvious that this is happening in your life. So it's going to be a slow change, and the change has to happen at the place of your feelings. So if there's something huge, and if there's lots of things around you that are really showing you that this is real, and you know you're in fantasy land. Now, fantasy land is actually real. Now, we can get whatever you want to create is real, okay? Anything you can conjure up in your mind and your feelings is real. Now, you have to make that what you want it to be in your life. So it can be anything. If you have an outer reality that's been created through your feelings that doesn't look so good, take yourself out of that reality. Go and do different things. Go to the bookstore and read magical, inspirational books. You know, go for a walk in nature. Go and do something to take yourself out of that situation. It doesn't have to cost you any money. You can do things that allow you to be with others. Meetup.com is a great resource where you can meet up with others and do things that are fun, you know, according to your different hobbies or interests. There's lots of things you can do, but you have to start doing them. I remember when my outer reality was really, really, really bad, and I would actually just sit in my car at my lunch break from work and just, that would be my time, you know. It starts off slow. Sometimes you only have 30 minutes where you can take yourself out of the chaos that is your life, you know. But then what starts to happen is you hit a tipping point and you get to the 51% critical mass point, and it starts to tip over and spill out into all areas of your life. And then your life becomes good. Then you have control over what's happening in your life. And actually, if you could change your feelings in like a few weeks by practicing this technique, your outer reality can change for you. You just have to be really persistent with it. This is the key. You have to feel good. You feeling good is the most important thing, because when all these things that you're wanting come to you and you're still in a space of not feeling good, it's not going to matter. They're not going to make you happy. So you have to get happy first. So do those things that make you happy. I'm not sure what those are, but you do. I love you all. Have a wonderful day.